But obviously no player likes to play scrappy frames.
Indeed, yeah. Well, slight delay just getting back to him for the second frame. Totally packed house, and one or two people just coming back into the arena, but we're off now.
Neil breaking off. It looks like he's got the pace of the table, shooting by the length on that shot.
Neil will take 6 frames like that, John, and win 6-0 and go home quite happy.
Yes, he will. As I say, I think it was more, I agree with Steve Davis, I don't think Neil Robertson wants to make it into that kind of match.
No.
It's not his style, but he's probably more adept at winning a frame like that than Judd would be. Well, the red in the middle of the table is in a potable position, and we know that Judd doesn't turn down much. He could play it far left corner, could play it left middle, depends how he sees it. Well, that's unlucky. He thought the only red he could leave was the one he was playing, and that looked to have run safe, and it's kicked one out of the cluster.
Judd always likes to play them with pace. If you hit them that hard, there's a chance things like this can happen. It always looks worse when you miss a shot and hit it hard as well. You play that softer and you miss it, and it doesn't look as bad.
Anyway, he's in his seat, and Neil Robertson gets the first chance in and around the black spot. They'll be running into here, so
8.
he's going to have to try and, well, he can he just run through for the black comfortably? Oh, he could.
9.
And in nudging that second red away, he's made another one available now into the left corner. He's got a nice angle on the black. And choice of reds to the right corner, so decent opportunity. He can
16.
score quite heavily here.
17.
I do like Neil's aura and authority around the table. He does look full of confidence when he's walking around the table.
$24. 25. 32. 33.
Well, I think there is possibly one red that's available into the left corner, but he's got a nice angle on the black here. You'd be surprised if he doesn't try to develop reds off this. Well, he's tried to, but I don't think he's developed anything at all.
He just got the reds a little bit thick. Wants to be the left-hand side of that bunch. Go through the slight gap. So it's 5 reds, 5 blacks. But we won't be seeing any maximums here. This will be back to the long grass.
In 2004, I remember it well when he first played here. They used to have a qualifying competition. He got here as a wild card. He played Jimmy White in his first round match, and well, to say he was a bit raw those days, understatement. All he was a potter, and Jimmy comfortably beat him his first appearance here, but boy has he improved in those 7 years that have passed. Or 8 years now. He's become, well, since then, world champion and one of the best all-round players in the game.
Yeah, even that shot, he gave it a lot of thought where he wanted to put the cue ball. A lot of the players, including myself, are guilty of just getting down and aiming for the baulk cushion without really seeing where the tricky place is.
Yeah, maybe forcing Judd into a dangerous pot here. He did. Okay, where's that cue ball going?
Foul. Neil Robertson.
Well, he's unlucky, and Judd may be thinking at the moment, what's happening here? I can't get my hand on the table, and every time I miss a pot, I either leave one up or running off. Just got to keep your composure. Near the baulk cushion, but not tight against it, and there is a red on here. Just desperate to get the ball in the pocket and start scoring. It's not happening at the moment, and that could be a very costly miss. Got it much too full. Neil came to the table with a 44-point lead. The Reds couldn't be better situated. First frame took just over 36 minutes. I don't think this will be going for much more than another 4 or 5.
Seven. Eight. $50. $16. $23.
An example there, what Steve was talking about after the last frame. The cue ball just grabbed under the new cloth and the cushion there. Didn't come back as far as Neil expected.
24.
There's no problem there. Cue ball just grips. That'll only last maybe a day, half a day.
Yeah, it'll be alright Monday. Just this red needed.
28.
to go 73 ahead with only 67 remaining. Judd yet to get lift off in this match.
29.
He'll be away since he's won 2 frames and highest breaks 1.
Yeah, and he's only potted 3 balls in the match so far. Just shows you this game. Doesn't matter how good you are, as we say, when you sign that seat, you don't score anything.
34.
Credit's got to go to Neil. He's when he's not had pots on, he's kept
35.
Judd to, he's limited Judd to speculative long balls.
Well, the pot success. You see 95% Neil Robertson. That's good. 25% Judd Trump. Well,
42.
that's just the type of shots he's had to take on.
43.
Still a possible century break on here.
50.
50. If you can get to 73 when you come to the cutters, which is 27 points, you can make a century. Beautifully played. I don't think there's a problem with the tip, Stephen.
No, he looks a lot more comfortable, a lot more happy with it today than he did yesterday. In general, just looks good round the table. Looks very confident.
58.
Very up for it, you would say.
Yeah, well, we were saying earlier, you know, that Judd, wasn't, no pun intended, had been stealing Neil's thunder, beating him in the UK,
65.
beating him in the world. So semi-final of the Masters, this was the
66.
perfect stage to try and exact revenge.
I think all the publicity Judd's getting, and rightly so. He's been the player over the last 2 or 3 months, but Neil is the higher ranked player.
Yep, and there you see the break goes to 73.
73.
With 27 remaining. 6 covers
75.
for the 100 break.
$78. $82. $87. $93.
Well, superb break. He's through to the tournament, the 15th in all that remained, and Judd Trump was stewing in his seat. That frame didn't take that long though. Just over 13 minutes, 2-0 to the Aussie.
Yes, this is a quite superb start from the Australian, because as you've been hearing, things have not been that tip-top, as it were, with his cue over the last 24 hours. Let's just remind you of that story, shall we?
And there he's working on the tip again. That's his pass to get into Alexander Palace that he's using there, believe it or not. It's shiny, it's just to keep, he doesn't want any sandpaper on the tip, because where it's split, he could really damage it.
You've changed your tip last night. Your tip was coming off yesterday against Mark Williams. Tell us about this tip you've just put on.
Yeah, Phil Mumford put it on for me last night in Cambridge, and so I went to WT's, my local snooker club, and yeah, just practiced until about 10:30, 11 o'clock last night. Yeah, so just did as much practice as I could to try and.
How does it feel?
Yeah, it felt great on my table, but obviously, you know, playing on the TV table on the brand new Colossus is something different to get all together. So see how it goes.
And of course, the problem with new tips is sometimes they can be very, very soft, and you sort of lose that crispness and feel, don't you, from your old tip? Like.
Yeah, I mean, usually it takes me sort of 4 or 5 days to get used to a new one, but you know, obviously I don't have that luxury today, so yeah, I have to just go out there and see what happens.
Okay, well, we